Okay, we have, I'm gonna send a link out to YouTube because I don't know what is going on with the Zoom.
Michelle, I was able to join typing in the meeting number.
Yeah, it must be something with Zoom then because the number has never changed. It's been the same since day one. So, and the link is like literally in emails that are scheduled to go out. I haven't updated anything. So,
I checked today's email and on a previous email, and they both gave me the same message.
yeah, it must be yeah. Oh, I think Renetta said the same thing. Must be a glitch with Zoom. Um, okay. Today was great for Renetta. Says today I got off work early. Okay, get off work early. Aaliyah says today was good. A family friend and their daughters are here with us for the weekend, so it's been entertaining. Oh, nice. The downstairs neighbor has been irritating. So this morning wasn't a particularly happy morning, but it got better. Oh boy. Downstairs neighbors. Okay. Let me send out one last email. Do I have anyone who can read?
I can.
All right. The mic is yours.
After the death, you said Joshua 1, correct? Okay. After the death of Moses, the Lord's servant, the Lord spoke to Joshua, son of Nun, Moses' assistant. He said, Moses, my servant, is dead. Therefore, the time has come for you to lead these people, the Israelites, across the Jordan River into the land I am giving them. I promise you what I promised Moses. Wherever you set foot, you will be on land I have given you, from the Negev wilderness in the south to the Lebanon mountains in the north, from the Euphrates River in the east to the Mediterranean Sea in the west, including all the land of the Hittites. No one will be able to stand against you as long as you live, for I will be with you as I am with Moses. I will not fail you or abandon you. Be strong and courageous, for you are the one who will lead these people to possess all the land I swore to their ancestors I would give them. Be strong and very courageous. Be careful to obey all the instructions Moses gave you. Do not deviate from them, turning either to the right or to the left. Then you will be successful in everything you do. Study this book of instructions continually. Meditate on it day and night so you will be sure to obey everything written in it. Only then will you prosper and succeed in all you do. This is my command. Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid or discouraged, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. Joshua then commanded the officers of Israel, go through the camp and tell the people to get their provisions ready. In 3 days you will cross the Jordan River and take possession of the land the Lord your God is giving you. Then Joshua called together the tribes of Reuben, Gad, and the half tribe of Manasseh. He told them, remember what Moses, the servant of the Lord, commanded you. The Lord your God is giving you a place of rest. He has given you this land. Your wives, children, and livestock may remain here in the land Moses assigned to you on the east side of the Jordan River. But your strong warriors, fully armed, must lead the other tribes across the Jordan to help them conquer their territory. Stay with them until the Lord gives them rest, as He has given you rest, and until they too possess the land the Lord your God has given them. Only then may you return and settle here on the east side of the Jordan River in the land that Moses, the servant of the Lord, assigned to you. They answered Joshua, we will do whatever you command us, and we will go wherever you send us. We will obey you just as we obeyed Moses, and may the Lord your God be with you as he was with Moses. Anyone who rebels against your orders and does not obey your words and everything you command will be put to death. So be strong and courageous.
Thank you so much. Do I have anyone who can read day 23, the full uh, day devotion?
I will.
Thank you.
Courage in the face of challenges. Declaration. I declare courage in the face of challenges, for God is with me, and I am not alone. Joshua 1:9 says, have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. Number 1, courage in the face of fertility challenges. Fertility struggles can be emotional, mentally challenging. Joshua 1:9 encourages couples to be strong and courageous in the midst of these challenges. It reminds you to face the difficulties with determination and faith. 2, overcoming fear and discouragement. Fertility issues can often lead to fear, okay, get it together, Camry, and discouragement, especially when faced with setbacks or disappointments. This verse advises against succumbing to those negative emotions and instead leaning on God's presence for strength. 3, trusting in God's presence. Ooh. Trusting in God's presence. The verse reassures individuals that God is with them wherever they go. In the context of fertility, it underscores the importance of trusting in God's presence and guidance throughout the journey, knowing that you are not alone. 4, seeking God's peace. When confronted with the stress and anxiety of fertility challenges, turn to God for his peace and comfort. I'm going to read that again. Turn to God for his peace and comfort. Trust in his presence to provide a sense of calm and reassurance as you navigate the ups and downs of the fertility journey. 5, maintaining faith. Joshua 1:9 encourages individuals to maintain faith even when facing uncertainties. Trust that God has a purpose for your life, including your desire to have children, and that he will guide you on this journey. 6, y'all know I don't like that word. What is going on with my mouth? Resist, y'all know that word. In the face of setbacks, fertility journeys can involve setbacks and disappointments. This verse inspires I don't know why I can't say it, by reminding individuals not to be discouraged. Instead, keep moving forward with faith and determination. 7, finding support in faith. Seek support from your faith community, friends or family who can remind you of God's presence and encourage you to be strong and courageous as you face fertility challenges. Joshua 1:9 shows principles of courage, trusting God's presence, and resilience in the face of difficulties can be applied to the emotional and spiritual aspects of the fertility journey. It encourages couples to face their challenges with faith and strength, knowing that God is with them throughout the journey.
Thank you so much. So y'all talked to me. Y'all was real quiet last night. Not much feedback. So some people were like, "Hey, I'm on the call. What's happening?" I'm like, nobody says anything, then we just log on off. I can't force it, and I don't want you to force it either. So if you don't feel led to share, that's fine. Maria, so I'm just seeing your comment. Today's my last day of my cruise. Girl, you better enjoy that cruise and get off of this thing. All right. So do we have any feedback? How did it hit you? Do you have a time where you were courageous despite what you were going through? Or do you have advice for someone on ways they can be courageous despite, how they're feeling in the moment? I would love to hear.
I could go.
Okay.
Okay, so I know for me, I am a dreamer. And I had a dream about 2 years ago to move, to move. And I didn't know at first where to move or whatever, but it wasn't until last year, I want to say, I got specific as to where to move, and it was actually a big banner in the dream that said Vegas. And I was just a little confused, and I was like, okay, so I'm gonna move to Vegas, but what am I, what am I going to do? So what ended up happening was I was looking for houses and looking for a place to stay actually. And it actually turned out like everything that I had in mind didn't work out like that or whatever. So I had viewed a home, and while I was in the home, it sold while I was in it. So I was just like, well, can't go there. So I was just like, okay, well, you know what? I'm just gonna wait and go back home to Texas and pray, pray a little bit more and see if maybe the Lord has changed his mind about where I'm supposed to move. So then I had a dream maybe that same day that I made it back, which was June 4th of last year. And no, actually it was this year, June 4th. And so whenever I moved, whenever I was at the house, I had a dream, and this time I was at a bus station telling me to move, like it was time for me to leave. And my apartment lease was ending in July of the year or whatever, the same year. And so then I was like, okay, well, I don't know what I'm gonna do because I don't have a place or anything like that. So I ended up leaving right after my lease ended or whatever, and I was staying in a couple of friends' houses or whatever. And then the Lord sent another dream, and in this dream there was one of my friends was in the dream, and she told me like specific instructions, like, hey, it's time to get up and let's go. And I think it was like 9:15 that morning, and so I just got up and I left. And I drove. It was 21 hours from Pearland, Texas. And then when I made it here, I had no place to go. And one of the things that was kind of shocking, I didn't tell my friends at first. I only told like one of them. And I told her, I was like, hey, I guess I'm just gonna be staying in my car because I don't know where I'm going. And she was just like, you sure? And I was like, well, yeah, I mean, I've had dreams. And then I continually kept having the same old dreams over and over. And so I was living in my car for like 7 months. And then eventually it opened up to where I got my apartment or whatever. And now I'm actually at the end of my apartment lease, and I'm getting ready to move back to Texas because I had another dream to move back to Texas. And so it's just like taught me how to be like courageous or whatever, aside from hiding behind other people's and their strength and stuff like that in this season for sure.
Hold up. You can't just slide on in here. Hold up, back up. You said you lived in your car for 7 months?
Yes, for 7 months.
What did that look like? I mean,
I put most of my stuff, well, all of my stuff that was in my apartment, I put it all in the storage. And then what I had was like literally what's in my apartment now. Is my apartment's only 324 square feet. I have like 6 bags and then 2 big suitcases. And basically I had all that in the back seat. And I basically took showers at Planet Fitness and slept in my car in the parking lot. Just like asking God to show me like where to go, when to do it. But it was just more so a test, not a test, but more so like the Lord was just teaching me how to just listen and wait for him, basically, in that season.
my God. Because I think I might have been disobedient. Because Jesus. Nah, I done had, times in my life. It wasn't because of God, so I can't even say it was because of God. It was just because of poor decisions, where I've slept in a car or just, I probably didn't have to, but my pride didn't want to ask for help and stuff like that. But for God to send you on that type of journey, if God don't know that you obedient at this point, then I don't know. I would have, I don't even know. I probably would have asked 10 different people, are you sure? Can you confirm? Can somebody please confirm what the Lord has
I
said?
did that initially, and like basically every time I had a dream, I know that I know there's 4 particular guys that are in my dreams, and they were the ones telling me in the dream, don't speak to anyone about it. But they will only like trust one of my friends, which was my friend Chandra, and she was the only person that knew the whole entire time like what was going on, and she was just like, Bernetta, are you sure that's what the Lord said? Okay, fine. But nobody else was like. Everybody else was like, what are you doing? I'm like, oh, I'm moving to Vegas. And I just didn't tell any details. I just left it all out. Just like, I can't explain it because I don't know what's going on. I'm in the middle of it.
Wow. Thank you for sharing that, because that's huge. And you said you're moving back to Texas. All right. Well, I mean, if you're hearing the voice of the Lord, I can't argue with that. That's God. Ashley says, I feel we are all encouraged every day. It takes courage on this fertility journey as we continue to wait for our miracles. Yes. Like literally, every single day. It's like maybe there's days where it doesn't feel as intense as others, but it's definitely every single day where and this is the importance of getting refilled and refueled and asking God, okay, how do you refill me? Because some days are worse than others, but like when it's something you desire deeply, like in different pockets of your day, maybe when you're out and about or when you're watching a movie, like little things are sprinkled in your day that reminds you of what you're waiting for. So Ashley is 100% correct on that. And I totally agree with that. And maintaining your faith is, and being courageous is accepting and openly saying to God, like, I can't do this. Without you in this journey, what am I doing? Where am I going? How am I breathing? How am I making it to another second, another day, another month, another cycle? And accepting and realizing that literally you can't do this without him. And when you try, you fail and you feel weak and you feel like giving up. But even if you feel like giving up, that doesn't mean that you're not brave. Even if you feel like breaking down, that doesn't mean that you're not brave and that you're not courageous, because you only have those breakdowns and those meltdowns and those moments when you know you're doing everything. Like if you're not really trying and you're not really doing what you're supposed to do, you kind of like, yeah, well, if I really wanted to, I would just change all these things. And then, it's like you kind of dismiss it. Well, I'm not really trying. And I know this is a thing to say. I remember when I was going to the dentist, she told me, yeah, we've been married for 7 years. And I know God led me to her for her to be my dentist. And she said, yeah, we've been married for 7 years, but we're not really trying. I know that language. If you've been married for 7 years, it don't matter if you're not trying. If you're having unprotected sex, slip up or something should have happened at some point. And we use it as a protective mechanism to like kind of feel like we're in control. Well, if I don't fully go all in, we're scared to fully go all in. Or we lack the discipline to fully go all in. And so being courageous means I'm gonna fully go all in, even if it leaves me feeling desperate, alone, upset, scared, worried. Courage to continue fighting when you feel like there's no more fight in you. That's courageous. Because the reality is, if the people who are around you, who may not relate to what you're going through, if they had to even feel 1% of what you feel, they wouldn't make it. And so they try to tell you things, but they literally couldn't handle what you carry every day on your shoulders. And it's not to say from a, holier than thou perspective or I'm better than you or I'm stronger than you, but the weight that you carry is real. So every step that you take with that weight takes courage. So be encouraged that you're walking in courage by being on things like this, by continuing to walk the journey, by investing in your journey, by taking the steps to be disciplined, walking, breathing this life. with your set of circumstances. It's courage, but it's hard. So allow yourself to release and surrender to God and let him know, I can't do this without you. I don't want to do this without you. I need you. Intervene on my behalf. I'm in alignment with the miracle that I'm waiting for. And that's all I have. Does anyone else want to share anything on your heart? Anything you feel led to say, pray for, release, get off your chest?
I will
Um, I-
say, oh, sorry.
Go ahead, Shonda. Go ahead, Shonda.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I remember you saying the declaration, how you mentioned that that's important to say, and that when you were on your journey, you said that every day, you didn't miss a day, and that's something that I've started doing, and I'd say for the past maybe month and a half. Making sure that I say that every day, and I'll say that that has helped me emotionally, because when you say things, and I recite the declaration that you provided, and I also add in something personal from me, like if he's given me dreams and even prophecies, said to me. And I think you know about that one a couple of years ago that I mentioned, and that didn't come to pass when she said it was, but still I count it. And then other prophecies that have been told to me, I incorporate that in the declaration. And I think that's such a great um, thing, at least for me, in general, to do, especially for all of us on this journey, because the more you say things, the more it becomes ingrained in you, and you believe it. It gives you strength. I mean, you're talking to the Father anyway, and it's like your prayer out loud to Him. So I just wanted to say that that has really helped me on this journey.
Thank you so much for sharing that. Yeah, that's that like she said, I said this before, but I felt like there was so much out of my control. But this is one thing I can do. Like, I can do this. I will do this. And yeah, like Renetta says, it helps redirect my doubts. Redirecting those doubtful thoughts that come, because they're gonna come, but having a redirection for them and having this one thing that you either say by yourself, you mean optimally saying it with your spouse every day, but you have those words. And when you write it down, and like Shonda did, added some extra things in there, it takes away the pressure to have to think about what you're going to say. Like sometimes things get so heavy, it's like, what do I pray right now? What do I say right now? I'm so done right now. Like, I don't even have any words. Like, God, I'm not trying to be funny, God, but I don't even have any words. I still love you. I know you're God. I know you're good, but I can't muster up anything. But you don't have to read it from the paper. And for those who don't know, it's in the Fertility Faith Challenge group or Supernatural Childbirth. That book has declarations in it as well and confessions. And so don't feel like you got to come up with something when something has been created for you to just decree and declare daily. So I love that, Shonda. And I think I saw a comment from Anna that said, I'm going to add those to my vision board. Oh, yes. Definitely added for sure. Does anyone else have anything they'd like to share?
I actually do. Earlier, this month I've been doing 31 days of midnight prayer. God called me to do that along with the fertility challenge. And so I had prayed for a while this morning. And then I woke up at like 4 and was trying to figure out, God was telling me that um I need you to let go of something. And I'm going to literally give you the answer that you've been desiring. And so, like all day, he's been like putting stuff, dropping things in my like spirit. And reading this was kind of okay, God. Okay, well maybe he's giving me courage to let go of something, but I'm confused. What am I to let go? I feel like I've forgiven people, or I've let certain things go. But literally after I read this, um, God was like, "You need to go on your Facebook and you need to delete some pictures." And I was like, "What?" And follow me, everybody, follow me, because I know this is like question mark. Where's she going with this? And I'm like, okay, so I'm going through now. I have like 1,200 pictures now. So you can imagine that took me like 3 hours. So I'm like, what am I? I don't get it. And he's like, you need to let go of things. So I'm like, I'm still not getting it. Um, and he led me to throw away like some items I had as well. Um, and literally, basically, what I wanted to tell someone who may need it, um, was once you release or you let go of things that you're tied to, be it a picture, pictures, it could be a shirt, it could be a book, it could be jewelry. God is literally going to literally open the floodgates. I believe he's literally going to like open up wombs. And I wasn't going to share it, but it just kept, you know, coming up, and then I was struggling to get in. I was like, no, I gotta let this out now. Something is not allowing me to get in here. So I know other people had the same issue, but literally something that I have been praying about, and I'm like, Lord, I don't know what to do. My mom literally sends me an email of something I wrote before I even had kids, before I even knew really what I wanted to do. And the answer was in the literally it was like almost like a declaration. And I was like, dang, God, you were real quick. I did that like 3 hours ago, and look at how you answered. So um long story short, let go of whatever you need to let go of, sisters. And he's really about to, like I said, spin the block. He's about to open our wounds up. So I don't know who needs to hear that. I don't know if it's a soul tie from something, you still have a picture or something up there of an ex or something, or you need to, but that's what was for me. I didn't realize I still had pictures up there of my ex-husband. And I'm like, what in the world? Like, God, you're really working. Why am I on my Facebook? Why do I need to delete this? But like, those are still things that we're tied to that might be holding up something we're desiring or wanting. So, yeah, I don't know who needed to hear that, but do it, sis. I know it might hurt a little bit because I was like, dang, I look cute in that picture. I was skinny in that picture. But like literally, like I told you, that was 3 hours ago. And he been dropping stuff all day, like stuff I need to let go. And my mom literally sent me, she's like, check your email. And I'm like, and I'm like, where did this come from? Thank you, Lord. I wrote this. So it's like so much. I was like, this is the answer. This is what I need to do. So I don't know who needs to hear that, but let it go. We got your back. We'll support you.
Camry, girl, that's so good because, well, first of all, Renetta put something in there about a nose ring that it was a gift from her ex and she needed to remove it. I remember, and that reminded me, I got a prophecy when I was single. I don't remember exactly what he said, but it was something to the effect that I needed to take out my nose ring. Because in biblical times, whenever you were already taken, you had a nose ring was like almost like an engagement ring. It was a part of like, I forgot what I was reading earlier this week. So it was already it's like an engagement. So once they put the nose ring on, that's a sign that you're taken. And so I was single at the time. I don't remember exactly what he said, but something to the effect of take out your nose ring. And I was like, bet, done. And the thing is that I never took it out because I got a scar from it falling out in my sleep. And I don't know if y'all can see, but there's a scar on my nose. And it never like went away. I had this same I got my nose pierced for a second time when 2 times. The second time, after the second time is when he told me to take it out. But anywho, basically he was saying in the spirit realm, the ring was blocking my husband because biblically it meant that you were already taken. And so I'm not saying that for anyone else, but now every time I see somebody with a nose, ooh, I wonder, what is it? Was it just, it could have just been me. I'm not saying, but yeah, that was one thing. And so this, and then it also reminded me, Camry, of what you said, is God had me to, in my single season, when I was also like, I want my husband back. I get too old, Lord, what is it? You know, he was like, clean your room. Found an old lingerie set in my closet from intimate experiences with an ex. And like Facebook, old pictures, old gifts, a whole bunch of stuff from people in my past. And so people thought that I was crazy when I was like, I don't want to wear not one pair of panties that I had on when I had sex with someone who's not my husband. People were like, oh, you don't gotta do all that. You know, panties and bras are expensive. And I was like, I don't want to wear any. That's right where everything is. So anyway, just, yeah, it's an open door. So I would challenge you, and this is another thing, this is not forgiveness, but these are some of the spiritual things that Camry brought up. These are some of the spiritual things that we don't think about when it comes to our fertility journey. We don't know what is going to be released because of Camry deleting those photos from her ex. What if God was like, this was the last thing that I needed you to let go of? And now, here's what if that was the last thing? You never, and so I challenge you, I wish we had some more people on here, but who's meant to be here is here. So the link didn't work. Y'all typed it in manually or whatever you did to get here. You did all that to get here. So this is for you. Like, pray and ask God, is there anything in my home? Is there anything in my home that I need to get rid of? Not throw in your garbage can, maybe. Like, take it off your property. I remember there was someone had a picture, a very beautiful picture in our neighborhood at the curb because they were like getting ready to throw it away. I was like, oh my God, that is the perfect color. And I wanted to bring it back to my house because I got blue theme and I brought it home. And then I woke up and God was like, get that out of your house. And I was like, what? And so I told my husband, we need to take this, like, it's gotta go. And so eventually that next morning, it was the middle of the night, I took it. He was like, okay, I'll put it, in the back door by the trash and I'll take it out, next week. I was like, no, God was like, get it out now. Sometimes there's things in our house that have something spiritually tied to it that is not in alignment with God. So I just challenge you, ask God in your prayer time, is there anything in my home, in my Facebook memories? Every time I look at memories every day, I try to check them every day. Is there something that I need to delete? Like, and I just clear things out. Or take the time like Camry did and just sit there for 3 hours and go through everything. This would be a good thing to do before the new year. Remember I said some things that will be released in the next 7 days, but that was a few days ago. Ask God to convict you, because we all have our different convictions. Everyone here is not like, we all believe in God and Jesus, right? But everyone is not, necessarily the same denominations. They're different convictions. Some of y'all might think drinking wine is, oh, you're going to hell. Then some of y'all be like, well, as long as I'm not drunk. And then some of y'all, and everyone has different things, right? Little things that are big taboo topics within the Christian community. Whatever it is for you, God, convict me of whatever it might be. Help me to remove it, release it, repent from it, whatever it might be. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and pray us out. Dear Heavenly Father, I just thank you for this evening. I thank you that all open doors are closed. I thank you that everything that you have for us is released. I thank you that anything that's hindering us is cast down. And I thank you that you will help us to search our hearts to be in alignment with what you've called us to do. No weapon formed against us shall prosper. Help us to not carry anything that you haven't designed for us to carry. Help us to be obedient, love you, hear you, and honor you in every step that we take in our lives. I thank you for Renetta, Aaliyah, Shonda, Maria, Camry, Ashley, Anna, Katrina, everyone who is tuned in tonight. I thank you, Lord, that you're doing a new thing and that they will see the fruit of the womb multiple times. Full-term healthy pregnancies. In Jesus' name, amen. All right, ladies, I will see you all tomorrow night. Remember, Sunday night, we will not meet. So we'll meet tomorrow night, not Sunday, and then we'll resume on Monday. Thank y'all all for sharing and being open tonight. Appreciate